Hey everyone, welcome back. Ever crack open one of those investor letters and think, wow, this could use a translator?
Yeah, they can be a bit dense.
Well, consider this your cheat sheet. Today we're breaking down the 2021 letter from Allied Venture Partners.
A fascinating look into their strategy, especially for anyone interested in, well, the future of startups.
And Allied didn't waste any time making a name for themselves. They were the fastest growing syndicate in Canada, over 1,000 members already.
It's really impressive, from big-time VCs to folks just dipping their toes in. Shows there's a real hunger for alternative investments these days.
Right, and Allied's blend of VC rigor with that syndicate agility, it's clearly clicking.
Definitely a winning formula.
Oh, and this blew my mind. They're already international. Investors from like Australia, South Africa.
Global reach right out of the gate.
Proves good ideas can come from anywhere, right? But it's more than just the money with Allied. It's about how they invest.
Absolutely. They're laser-focused on early-stage ventures, not afraid of a little risk.
8 companies in 2021 alone. Zen Sports, Rocat Ad, Bundle, RoundlyX.game. Might want to jot these down.
Some potential heavy hitters there.
No kidding. 2 of them have already doubled, even quadrupled their valuations.
Now that's what we call return on investment.
Right. But it's not like they just write the check and disappear. They're super hands-on, supporting these startups every step of the way.
Mentorship, connections, even follow-on funding. That kind of support is gold, especially for early-stage companies.
It's like they become partners in every sense, not just investors. And speaking of support, Allied's founder Matt Wilson, he doesn't hold back in this letter, shares some pretty bold predictions about the market.
Yeah, he's not afraid to call it as he sees it.
And he basically nailed it. A lot of what he talked about is happening right now, like inflation.
Definitely saw that one coming, though how Allied's approaching it, that's interesting.
It is. Okay, so Wilson, he sees this strong economic expansion, but he calls it fragile.
Mm-hmm.
Thinks inflation's going to hang around that 5, maybe 7%.
Not exactly smooth sailing.
Nope. Even throws out a possible correction, like 10, 20% in public markets.
Buckle up, right?
Exactly. But then he goes deep on private markets, where a lot of this VC action happens.
Right, and that's where it gets really interesting. He basically says there's too much money chasing too few good ideas.
So it's like everyone's trying to get a piece of the next big thing, but
It's creating this weird dynamic. Valuations get inflated, harder to tell what's truly promising.
so just having a great idea isn't enough anymore.
Not even close. Wilson's big on having the right team, the right strategy, and a realistic valuation. That's how you weather the storm.
Makes you think twice about chasing those unicorn valuations, right?
Absolutely. Highlights the importance of due diligence. For investors and startups, you need a solid foundation to survive.
Which brings us back to Allied's approach. They're playing the long game here, nurturing these companies for the long haul.
Exactly. And their latest move, launching a pre-seed fund, getting involved even earlier in a startup's journey.
Pre-seed, so even before the seed round. That's early. What's the strategy there?
Well, for one, they can often get in at a better price, so to speak. Valuations tend to be lower.
Makes sense. Less established, higher risk, potentially higher reward.
Exactly. Plus, it's not just about the money at this stage. It's about building that relationship with the founders from the ground up.
So more hands-on guidance, even from the earliest stages.
Precisely. Remember how we talked about Allied's long-term vision? This pre-seed fund fits right in. They're not just looking for a quick win. They're in it for the long haul.
It's all starting to connect now. So what's next for them? What did Wilson hint at for the future?
While expansion seems to be the name of the game, they want to grow this pre-seed fund even more.
More opportunities for those early stage startups.
Exactly. And of course, they're going to keep nurturing their current portfolio companies. It's all about providing that ongoing support.
It's inspiring in a way, this commitment to building something lasting.
Definitely. And it makes you wonder, right, will we see more VC firms adopting this approach? More focus on the long game, on really partnering with startups?
It would be interesting to see. It could really change the landscape.
Absolutely. But one thing's for sure, Allied Venture Partners is definitely one to watch. They're shaking things up, and I'm excited to see what they do next.
Me too. And hey, maybe one of our listeners will be pitching them their billion-dollar idea someday soon.
Wouldn't that be something?
Okay, folks, that wraps up our deep dive into Allied Venture Partners' 2021 Investor Letter. We covered a lot of ground, from their impressive debut to their unique investment philosophy and even some bold predictions about the market. Be sure to check out the show notes for a link to the full letter. It's worth a read.
Definitely some food for thought in there.
Until next time, keep those entrepreneurial spirits high and we'll see you on the next deep dive.